answers and copy and paste without understanding what they are even copying.
Prathama, what happened? Prathama?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can I continue?
Yeah, please.
When we are together, when we are connected virtually, we are also singular, we are also individual. There is no equality. But when we are together, we are not connected virtually, we are present with each other. There is teamwork, there is equality. Thank you.
Thank you, Prathama. Judges, she just stopped at 2-minute mark, I think. She just stopped at the 2-minute mark. Speaker from Team 45 against the motion, Ronak Roy.
Ma'am, am I audible and visible?
Yes, Ronak, please start.
Good afternoon, Chair. I am Ronak Roy, and today in this forum, I will be speaking against the topic of the House. Students have become way too dependent on technology that promotes skills and not values. As my friends have expressed their opinions in favor of the motion, I acknowledge their deliberation, but at the same time would like to disagree. As we speak, we live in an age of absolute digital burst, and every sphere of life is driven by technology, and so is education. We as students are now much more technology savvy, and hence I do not think that we are dependent on technology that does not drive values. Actually, it enriches the student's experience much more. The reason I believe so is the very fact that this forum enables so many students and teachers to come together and add and share values proves that technology can promote values. The usage of state of the art technology increases the depth and breadth of our knowledge, thus absorbing global values. Rather than saying dependence on technology, I would rather say that latest technology facilitates the learning process and makes a student's experience more valuable. The value of easy access to information accelerates the learning process. In today's pandemic situation, where physical distancing and staying indoors is the new normal, the right technology is helping us share common values and best practices. Some stray incidents due to misuse of technology should not misguide us from the immense value we get from it. The world is changing very fast, and so are we. That would be my humble submission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ronak. Team 46, Ritankar Bosch, speaker for the motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Ritankar.
I hope I am audible and visible.
Yes, please start, Ritankar.
Yes, ma'am. Albert Einstein has said that it has become appallingly obvious that technology has exceeded our humanity. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ritankar Bose, and today I stand over here to present my views in favor of the topic. Students are becoming way too dependent on technology that promotes skill and not values. Nowadays, few common sentences or words which are a maximum part of our life are like online classes, online tuition, MCQ, etc. etc. We are also familiar with so many platforms like Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams. We are becoming habituated and expert with the IT world, but in doing so, are we truly learning anything? Technology promotes skill in many ways, like encouraged teamwork, evaluating students with online portfolios. In short, today's children have developed better technology skills than before, thanks to online classes. But are we really learning moral values from this? The answer is no, we are not. At least I think so. Students may be developing skills through technology, but they aren't learning the morals which are important in a child's life. They always refer to Google Chachu for finding information or any answer to a particular question instead of finding it on the book. Students have started to think that technology is everything. These days, they are too dependent on Google Wikipedia. They disrespect teachers, undermining the latter's years of knowledge and wisdom. Such overconfidence will only lessen their moral values in the long run. Nowadays, children play multiplayer games like Roblox, Minecraft, which teach us gaming skills, and many children call themselves gamers. But are they teaching us any values? No. Instead, they are promoting toxicity among the young generation. These days, there are many online courses teaching ethical hacking skills, taking advantage of the students' online hours. However, I wish that there were many such institutes or organizations which would take the initiative of imparting greater ethical and moral values in these difficult times when students are more stressed out in general, being locked out at homes and are removed from their friends. There are cases of using unfair means like cheating or giving exams on one device and seeing the answers on other device just they can pass examinations. And there are some students who have even devised a new method of gate crashing and trolling online classes by joining with unsuitable names. Overall, I would like to conclude by saying that a good use of technology is one which improves physical, mental, and moral well-being. But if we use it wrongly, it will do just the opposite. It will make us sick, addicted, less educated, and worse at taking moral decisions. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Ritankar. The next speaker is Shankalpo Chakraborty, Team 46, against the motion.
Ma'am, am I audible and visible?
Yes, Shankalpo, please start.
Yeah, a very good afternoon to the House. And today here I stand to speak against the motion that students are becoming way too independent on technology, which promotes skills rather than values. Online learning opportunities and the use of open educational resources and other technologies can increase educational productivity by accelerating the rate of learning and utilizing teacher time. But that does not demonstrate that it reduces our moral values. It is only a phase of the online classes, and it will be wrong to assume that the values of the students have lessened. We have to understand the fact that this mode of education is temporary. So, it has been introduced to curb the growing rise of the pandemic and to ensure the students' safety. However, after a certain period of time, the normal conditions will be restored and the students will have to attend the physical classes where they will have to use dictionary instead of Google, pen and papers instead of calculators. Thus, the online classes are the demand of time where there is no other way than to promote online classes during this pandemic. But it does not prove that the values of the students are deduced. More importantly, it is genuine that it is impossible to master technology without proper guidance. Each and every person must undergo a proper guidance to master technology. Some may refer to YouTube tutorials or to friends and family members or other technological experts. Hence, the skill may not be adequately promoted. Every student is new to this mode of education, just like just like students always require guidance from their teachers. We, the students who are new to this form of education, will also require some guidance. Moreover, Hello, am I audible?
Yes, please continue.
Values are something which are more permanent. It cannot be affected on a short term basis. The students are guided by parents and teachers who repeatedly remind the students that they should not lower their values for short term gains. After the lockdown period, they will have to return to their physical classrooms where their real merit will again reign supreme. Students may develop more tech skills. However, it is not true that these tech skills always developed at the cost of moral values. After all, when we students later turn into professionals and apply technology at their workplace, they do it completely ethically without compromising on their real life values. Therefore, I rest my case but not my stance.
Thank you, Shankalpo. Team 48, do we have Sadiksha Chetri and Naina Das here? Sadiksha Chetri and Naina Das, are you all here? Judges, team 48 has not reported. So we will move on to team 49. Shakil Ahmed, speaker for the motion. Shakil Ahmed seems to have left the meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am available. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you are there. Okay, please start.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, am I visible?
No, Shakil, I can't see you.
Ma'am, ma'am, now check. Ma'am, am I visible?
Yes, you're visible now.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shakil Ahmed. Today, I am going to say for the topic. Students are becoming too much dependent on technology that promotes skills, not values. Our world is undergoing digital revolution with improved access to information and creation of new apps every day to simplify everything from playing digital games to transfer money worldwide. Many countries have introduced 5G network, where even a small household work like washing machine can be operated within seconds from other continent. We, the students, have developing skills required to thrive in tomorrow's world of artificial intelligence, to blockchain, and also convert ourselves from app users to app creators. We are learning our skills with top priority and to race to excel and earn continue. But please wait. Is it everything? Not well with such technological progress. We are fast losing friends. Real-time chats, outdoor games are biggest casualty to students. They prefer to play game like cricket, football in their smartphones, in convenience of their home. This digital race is increasing social inequalities between skilled and unskilled children. This also creates financial inequality, with rich becoming richer and poor becoming poorer. Latest data shows the same. This skill development lacks development to health, hygiene, physical growth, spirituality, and many believe in God. We are no more thankful to our mother because washing machine makes our washing our clothes easier. We are not thankful to our teachers because we tend to learn from YouTube and solve difficult problems like various subjects like maths, science from various apps. We are not attentive to the classroom. And handwriting, grammar, spelling mistakes have also increased drastically. We are not thankful to our parents because most of them possesses knowledge about computer or technology less. We are not surprised this year only one or two world record was broken in Tokyo Olympics as a result of corona pandemic and excessive homestay. Such things tells we are losing a ground somewhere else. I would like to conclude my speech by saying learning is not the product of teaching, but it is the product of learners achieving. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shakil. Team 49, against the motion, we have Ognibho Hype.
Yes, ma'am. I hope I'm audible.
Right.
Yeah. I hope I'm. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, please start, Agni.
Yes, ma'am. Technology, rather than depleting, challenges us to assert our human values first, making us find what they are. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Ognibo Hait, I'm going to state my views against the proposition that students are way too dependent on technology that promotes skill and not values. We just, by one click of finger, reach out to our desired purpose using technology. Let's assume we want to read a novel in a world where technology is not present. We will have to go to a library, find all the novels one by one, and then we'll get our desired one, and sometimes not even get it. This, which will indicate that it was such a waste of time. Now, after finding hours and hours, we will waste our energy and will lose interest in reading that novel. But if we just give it a search on internet by click of finger, we'll easily get that novel. And even if we don't get that novel, we'll waste only a few seconds, which will not matter at all. Moreover, since we are talking about technology, I will use a technological term to say that our human values are inbuilt in us since the day we have saw this world. One who really preserves the values and nurtures it can never say that internet has depleted his or her value. If we have common sense, and we will never allow technology to rule over us. If we know that every people on this world are equal and shall be paid equal respect, then we can never blame internet that internet have changed our thought of this. We can rather we can learn more points to support our particular thought and suppress that same thought in others' mind. We also need to make it clear that what is the difference between needs and wants. Being dependent on technology is certainly not our choice in this pandemic situation. We have to depend on technology for our online classes of schools and institutions. It's not at all our choice. We have many friends and relatives with whom we need to keep contact, but we can't due to travel issues. But due to internet, by just doing a video call, we can keep a contact with them. Thus, proving that if we have the will to keep contact, we can easily do that via internet, which promote our values. Thus, I will like to conclude my speech sticking to my point that we all are not way too dependent on technology, and if we have control on ourselves, then we can easily get over it. And technology will never demote human values, instead it will promote it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Agniv. Team 51, Mehek and Debaditya. Are you all there? Mehek Gupta and Debaditya Chatterjee. Team 51. Judges, Team 51 has not reported. And with your permission, there are two teams who joined late. So we would like to take them on before we call it for a day. We have Team 5 who joined late. Team 5, speaker for the motion, Anna Thomas. Anna?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, please start, Anna. Anna Thomas seems to have left the meeting. So can we take Team 5 speaker against the motion, Oritri Ghosh?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, I'm present. I'm for the motion. I got disconnected in the middle. Sorry for that.
Okay. Please start.
It's okay if we own technology, but what's not okay is if technology owns us. And it's it's an important thing to drop this right now because we are really being owned by technology. Students are becoming a way too dependent on technology that promotes skills and not values. Yes, this is very true, and I strongly believe in that. Technology, of course, has many innumerable benefits, but this dependency on phones and computers has impacted humans negatively too. First and foremost, it has led users to completely engross in the devices. In fact, there is even a term to describe this, nomophobia, no mobile phone phobia, which is when a person has an actual fear of losing or being away from their phone. What does this addiction to technology do to us? Well, even if you're not addicted to technology, it can have an impact on our mental, physical, and emotional health and well-being. From causing stiff necks to heightened anxiety, technology has seeped through all aspects of our life. And if not used moderately, technology can really harm us, despite all its benefits, ultimately by making us too dependent on it. Now, students are getting too addicted to technology that it takes off everyone's pain. That it's hard for them to think anything of their own. For example, let's take an example. If the teacher gives an essay to write, the first thing that comes to a student's mind is to Google and copy the points from the Google. For not even a second will they ever think to create the fonts. For not even a second will they ever they will creative that what to write. They'll directly copy from the Google. Our dependence on technology has led to students losing creativity and the ability to think and form opinions, as a huge source of information is available at the click of their finger. Many technology based games and activities are pre made, allowing children to complete activities without having to problem solve in creative and imaginative ways. My point is saying that it diminishes the creative and imaginative. Now, when I was a child, at my board time, I used to go out and play, and that was my favorite part. But now, do you think it's the same? The situation is just reversed. If children find themselves bored, they'll take their phone and get hooked up in that. They, they're really least bothered to know what's happening in the outside world. Now, the present situation of COVID pandemic going on, online class going on, thanks that education is saved. But do you think the disciplines which are being taught in our traditional classes is being saved? My worthy opponent just mentioned that it's thanks to this Google Meet and technology that we are being able to do this all these things now in the phone at the COVID present situation. But do you think that we are learning any moral values from it? No, not at all. And that's what a topic of debate is. And heard that one of my worthy opponents mentioned that if we don't get a hard copy of a book, we can get it online. But do you think that we can get the same joy of having that same book in our hand and reading? For a book lover like me, I really hated reading a book online. It's not you don't get the same joy and happiness having the book in our hand. Therefore, I'd like to conclude my speech by thanking for giving this wonderful opportunity to speak for this wonderful topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. The next speaker from the same team, Team 5, against the motion is Oritri Ghosh.
Yes, ma'am. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, Oritri.
Yes. Pandemic has showed us how efficient technology is for each one of us. Good evening, everyone present here. And today I, Oritri Ghosh, am here to speak against the motion. To say that technology is disadvantageous to students is like denying the reality. Today, now that the pandemic has swept across the globe, we find ourselves very much dependent on technology. And it's obvious that we consider technology to be a blessing and not a doom. Most importantly, the very important spheres of our life are now have become technological. For example, education. Just imagine if there was no online platform, then could have education continued during this pandemic time? No, it would have stopped. And what would have happened to us, to the younger generation? Now, because of technology, education has flourished in a great way through online videos, through slides, through website links, and it enables us to get far more information than what was restricted to us before in books. Being an avid reader myself, it would have devastated me to think that I would have been getting no books from libraries, are not able to buy any book by going to the shop for 2 years. I have the ebooks and they are such a pleasure to me. It's just not about education. Technology also helps us to go far beyond our house, our family, our friends, our social circle, to the whole wide world and see the things, maybe not directly in front of us, but through the virtual medium. There was a time in the past when I was quite critical of people different than me, people of different community, people of different country, people having different accents, people looking different. But now, today, I understand them, I realize them, I know people whom I may not know directly, but I have online friends who helped me during my depressing time and helped me realize that it is not only me facing through the hard times, but it is all of us together in this fierce battle of COVID 19. Thus, I would like to say that technology never stops us from being ourselves. On the other hand, it helps us to discover ourselves, to love ourselves, and accept ourselves. Hence, technology is a blessing. It's no longer an option, it's a necessity. It's a change to which we should all adapt. Otherwise we will be we will be losing a great chance of prosperity in our future. With this, I rest my case.
Thank you, Aritri. We have one more team. Team 31, judges, it's team 31. Speaker for the motion, Shoham Paik. Shoham?
Ma'am, I think
Yes.
I am clearly audible and visible.
You're way too soft, Shoham. Can you just speak into the mic a little louder?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, better. Please start.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, today I am Shoham Paik. Today I'm going to speak. Today I'm going to speak for the motion that technology has become a doom instead of a blessing, and it destroys the moral values of the children. Ma'am, these days, if you ask a child that what he wants. If what he wants to become in his life, he will not say astronaut. He will not say I want to become a scientist. He will say I want to become a YouTuber, because he's been growing up watching these things. Today, if I see a like 10-year-old boy or a 5-year-old boy, he has his own mobile phone. Like before, the people used to have mobile phone at the age of 20s or 30s, but nowadays a child of 5 years of 10 years are having a mobile phone, and they are watching YouTube, Google, Instagram, everything all the day, and they are not giving importance to the studies so much that which they would be doing if technology was not there. So I want to say that if technology is there, okay, technology helps us in some aspects, but there are various negative sides which have to be considered these days before declaring technology as a boon. So I want to say that, okay, so suppose I want to read a book, like suppose one novel of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, but I'm not getting it in the local markets. Okay, I can download it through internet. Okay, that may be okay, but from if I when I am going to read it, am I going to get the same pleasure as by reading a book which I would have been getting by reading its physical copy? No, because the smell of the book is having a different pleasure. So I want to say that this technology is helping us in some aspects, but the negative effects of this are innumerable. So by and the next point which I want to say that technology, we are accessing it through mobile phones and laptops, which are emitting harmful blue lights, so which is giving health issues to us. And other thing is there that these days children are not following a discipline and moral values. So I think so technology is nowadays not a boon, it's just rather a doom. Thank you, ma'am. I concluded by saying that thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Shoham. Next, we have Hiranmoy Karan from the same team, speaker against the motion, team 31. Hiranmoy Karan.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I, Hiranmoy Karan, speaking. Science.
Hiranmoy, we can't see you, Hiranmoy. If you could turn on your camera.
Ma'am. Now you can see, ma'am.
Yes, now you're visible.
Ma'am, science touches us and our life at very step as a blessing. This means that the technology and the science is helping us to progress in our life. But as we do not know how to use the technology in a better way and best way, we are using it in a harsh way, or we are using in a bad way or disadvantageous way, which is letting us the different accidents and the different faults in the internet. This is not the fault of the technology or the or the inventions of the human. It is the fault of our usage or how we are using a thing. So I want to say that technologies are better, but we are not using in a proper way. So as thing, we are giving the exams in the online, but some students and are cheating by the Google and other medias. But this is not the way to use the internet. We can use it in a proper way. By it is also the internet is helping in the media, like it is helping in the to do the online classes and with the help of the Meet and the different other apps. So I want to say that internet is a good thing and it can provide us a lot of information, lot of help for developing our skills and developing our knowledge. But it is a good media, but we are not using it fulfillingly and in a good way. So this is all what I want to say. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Hiranmay. Momita ma'am, can we please have his time?
Yes, it's 15 minutes short of 2 minutes.
15 seconds short.
Yeah, 15 seconds short of 2 minutes.
Judges, please note that he stopped 15 seconds short of 2 minutes. Right. I would just like to confirm Team 35, Tatsat Banerjee and Shubhayan Sen, are you all present? Judges, kindly note Team 35, Tatsat Banerjee and Shubhayan Sen. They have not reported for the event. Team 48, Sadiksha Chetri and Naina Das, are you all present here? Team 48 is absent, Sadiksha Chetri and Naina Das. Team 51, Mehak Gupta and Debaditya Chatterjee, are you all present? Judges, kindly note Team 51, Mehak Gupta and Debaditya Chatterjee, they have not joined for the debate. So we have 3 teams who have not joined us here today. Team 51, Team 48, and Team 35. With that, we come to the end of our main event. We have heard a host of, lot of ideas, very enriching, very enlightening debate session, lot of new things that I learned myself regarding technology. Lots of nice anecdotes came up, little bit of nice examples, names of new games, and so on and so forth. A lot of things that we also, as we are the older generation, we miss out a lot of these things that you all are privy to. But my only concern with this was that the children, I think the participants, you all concentrated more on technology, whether it's a boon or a bane, rather than considering the more important aspect of the question in hand, which is what it is doing to the youth today, whether we are getting the values or we are moving away from the values. So all of us can unanimously agree to the fact that technology is extremely important. You all have given examples of the pandemic situation, given examples of video calls, and etc. and etc. We all hands down agree to the fact that technology is important. We cannot do without it. None of us can do without it. But the question on hand was whether it is taking us away from our value system or it is adding to our value system. So instead of arguing on that, a major focus went towards whether technology is important or it is not so important. There is no doubt about the fact that technology is important. With that, I would like to take the views of the judges. We have a panel of extremely competent, brilliant judges with us today. Ma'am, Amrita ma'am, I would like to start with you. If you could give us your views.
Okay, thank you so much, Shomrita. So, congratulations to all the students for participating in this. Debates are a wonderful way of asserting oneself, and it has never lost its luster over years and years and generations of debates being happening over topics. It has never lost its meaning and relevance. So great participation, great comments from so many of you, and as you ma'am just said that it was exactly what was going on in our minds too, that some of you just strayed away from the main topic of discussion and started voicing strong opinions on whether or not technology is important, a boon or a bane. However, we are all humans, and to err is human, so it is all fine. There is no problem, but the most important thing is that all of us believe in something firmly, and all of us are vulnerable at the same time to change our beliefs and opinions over time, and that we don't get stuck up with anything so fiercely that any influence from people and from time is unable to deter us from our opinions. That shouldn't happen, I think. So today I found myself dwindling between two extremes of the spectrum, because at times I was so fiercely agreeing with someone, at the same time so fiercely agreeing with the opposite part of the argument. So that shows that it has been a very valid debate, because when we are adults, we have our own opinions. But even then, we were so. At least I could say speak for myself, that I was so feeling aligned to your ways of thinking in most at most times. I would say that it shows that you spoke with a lot of conviction. So my feeling is that whether or not technology is adding to our value systems in current days, well, it is to be seen, because we cannot really put our finger on something as evasive, as abstract as value system, and whether or not values have been built properly is only for time to tell us. Only when you grow up and you begin to affect your thoughts on this world will we know whether or not your values stood the test of time. So I would just want to make a plea to all of you here, that whatever be the change around you, whatever be the noise around you, be ready to filter the best out of it and just remain true to your core. So that will help us withstand any struggle in the future. So that's all for me, and thanks very much. It has been exhilarating being a part of this conversation. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Um, let's hear from Rohan, sir. Sir, if you could just enlighten us on what you saw, heard, your opinions.
First and foremost, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. It has been an absolute pleasure listening to each and every one of you. And first and foremost, let me thank technology for whatever good it has given us. At least we are getting to have a debate in these circumstances. And but secondly, as you know, Shomrita ma'am, Amrita ma'am, both of them pointed out that you all missed out on one of those major points. And coming to that point only, that you all missed out two words and a play, rather those two words, how they are interrelated. One is, skill, and the other one is value. Most of you have raised this question that, please be honest while preparing. How many of you have not referred to Google, have not referred to any other sites for preparing for this debate? I ask you, each and every one of you, please be honest. How many of you did not have a ready speech in front of you, open in another tab, probably, or in any other device? Even that could have been done. there you are also being unethical. There also a participant might read out. So if you are unethical here, you will never become a skillful debater because you are wrong at the very first step. So without ethics, I at least personally feel that there is no scope to become a skillful human being without values, without morals. So that has to be in place because that's your base. And on that, you build your superstructure. Students, let me tell you one thing, everyone cannot be a Neil Armstrong in this world. Someone has to be a Louis Armstrong as well in order to realize what a wonderful world, what a beautiful world this is. Okay? We have a technology in our hands to orders from Swiggy, Zomato, but we also need to have those ethics, not to be using the technology just because we have that in ordering food during a severe storm. Or maybe, because when Amphan was going on, I saw outside roads were absolutely vacant. Only the Swiggy and Zomato people were running around, which means that human beings have been, so inconsiderate that they have been ordering at that point of time as well. So this is what technology does to us. It does not make us feel that what exactly we are doing, because a computer is not going to fly and come and deliver food at your place. It's a human being who's going to risk his life and going to deliver the food item at your place. So the humanitarian part that I'm saying, the ethics, the value, I think that could have been harped on a little more. But otherwise, you know one point I would like to tell each and every one of you: please resort to a little more wit and humor. You all were too serious with it. You all are so serious with this topic of technology and internet and everything. It is making you all a mechanical speaker. Sometimes hard facts, mechanical speaking does not help. Even one line of wit or humor adds a different angle to your speech. So with all those, all these things, uh, my dear students, I feel there's a lot of time to polish yourselves, to brush yourselves, and I'm sure you'll work on these and you'll become a much better speaker in the coming years. All the very best to you all. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Children, you all have a very long way to go. So these are little tips that you're taking back home today from these immensely experienced people who have judged you. So harp on these things so that next time when you join another debate, we can kind of have all these incorporated and you all are way better and polished than this. Kusumika ma'am, can we please hear your feedback?
Yes, Miss Banerjee, I hope I'm audible. I'm sorry, I'm joining through my phone. I hope I'm audible, Miss Banerjee.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Hi, good evening. First and foremost, thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor to be able to judge an event like this. I want to congratulate each and every student who spoke here today. I agree most of y'all focused on the first part of the motion, but I guess that's what technology has done to us. We cannot see beyond technology. Having said that, I'm also going to say that at such a young age, it takes a lot of courage to speak publicly and express your own opinions. All of y'all spoke with conviction, and that is what matters. Y'all dared to make your voices heard, and in the world we are currently living in, that is what is needed. When I read the motion, I couldn't help but wonder how difficult it is for every one of us to imagine a life without technology. We may argue, discuss, contemplate all we want,
But look at the irony, this event would not have been possible without technology. Lastly, a very big congratulations to the organizers. I know how much work goes behind arranging an event of this scale, more so when it's online. Thank you so much, and congratulations to all the participants and all the very best for your results. Thank you, Ms. Banerjee.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. A very big thank you to all the judges, to all the participants. Before we wrap up for today, I would like to share with you a short message that has been sent by Mr. Ranjan Mittar. He's the member of the Standing Committee on Examinations of the Council for Indian School Certificate Examinations and the Secretary of West Bengal and Northeast for the Association of Schools for the Indian School Certificate. We will just hear a small message sent by Sir for all of you all.
This is just to say from my side a very warm thank you to all the participants and their schools and their teachers for having participated in this junior level debate competition. In the same breath, I would like to congratulate and warmly thank Delhi Public School Newtown for having taken time out and put in a lot of effort to organize this competition during the COVID-19 pandemic. I would also like to take this opportunity to remember Dr. George Hess, who was instrumental in creating and nurturing the Association of Schools for the Indian School Certificate, which now has about 1,600 schools in India. But the creation and the initial nurturing was largely thanks to Dr. George Hess. Once again, this is a sign of protest against the strangeness and the uncertainty of the times, a message of triumph to say that yes, we shall carry on. Thank you once again, all of you, from the bottom of my heart.
Goodbye.
Thank